You know what, we're just gonna take this music again. If it is just the right one, nah, that's also a good one, mind you. But I'll just take this. Now then, where to start? Well, first and foremost, I have no idea who that is supposed to be. Until pretty much 2 hours ago. Because it's not my thing. I understand that this is a video. I've looked at some of the videos on their channel because, you know, smart and prepared. But generally speaking, I have no clue whatsoever what's about. So the only thing I know so far is that the VTuber is basically a YouTuber, but instead of using their own pretty little faces, you know, like I do, they use an avatar basically to represent themselves. Many of those have, you know, some at least anime-esque appearance, which would usually mean it's right up my alley, but for some reason it's not. There are actually two main reasons why it's not, and I will give you to them first and foremost. One is, a lot of these VTubers are basically corporate YouTubers, which is something I find rather disgusting. I still remember the olden days when YouTube was like, broadcast yourself. Oh, something has happened. Greetings, little one called Strategy again, and your 13th month, eh? Well, very much so, thank you. You also cost me my train of thought right now. Where was I? Oh, right, corporate YouTubers, right. That was where I was, yes. Many of these are actually corporate YouTubers, meaning there's a company behind them. Which is something I dislike because, well, that is kinda going against what, well, YouTube originally was and should be, namely, you know, the whole idea of broadcasting yourself, which is a far more appreciated concept as far as I'm concerned. Secondly, of course, the many of the corporate VTubers' content seems to be somewhat tailored to a modern audience with a very short attention span. From a few clips I've seen, or rather have been shown, mostly against my will, to be fair. It does seem, if I were mean, I would call it the sort of content where you basically get tricked to return your attention to the screen again at every, you know, 20 seconds or so. So really not my cup of tea. However, as I said, money is money. And since I now gotten a whole whooping $10 to watch this fucking video, which apparently deals with one VTuber's so-called graduation, which, to be fair, I find rather funny, because the last time I heard the term graduating in outside of a school setting was when it came to idols, and the last time I remember anything from the idol culture, it wasn't a good culture, let's just say. The fact that there apparently seems to be certain aspects of that in this particular VTuber branch of this sector doesn't bode well, let's just say. But to be fair, I don't know, who am I to complain? Because apparently this particular VTuber business is rather successful, because if I look down and I see 4.62 million subscribers, I would say, like, yes, they're doing something right. Must be rather profitable. But then again, if it's that probable, you could probably also succeed on your own, couldn't you? Oh well. Well, now you know, I have no clue what I'm talking about, apart from some basic things. And, well, apart from the bad taste that it leaves in my mouth, that comes from a more corporate side of things, and the fact that the content in itself seems to be tailored towards a very much so attention span lacking audience. Plus the simple fact that, let's be honest here, if they use terminology from the fucking idol sphere of all things, and they have that inside of their own little sphere, that doesn't bode well for them. In fact, it actually just does not appeal to me at all, even less actually now. But oh well. Now then, I shall cut the music and you can watch this. Maybe it's maybe you personally care about it even more than I do. Actually, do we need subtitles for this? I don't know. I'm just gonna let it run, shall we say. And then we'll see. Also gives me an opportunity to smoke, and I'm not unappreciative of that. Ah, silence. Actually, some coffee first. I do like the picture though. It's kind of cute. Can appreciate that at least. So much silence. 30 seconds gone, silence remains. When was the last time I was silent for 30 seconds? Very good question, actually. A very good question indeed. Please hold the line. We're connecting you soon. A minute is gone, but I don't hear anything. Actually, no, I'm going to be an asshole about this. Counting it again. Make it big. I do love this particular feature of YouTube. It allows me to zap forward.
Hi.
Haha. I hear something.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, indeed.
It's me,
Yeah,
your guru
I don't know who you are, though.
from Hololive English.
Myth. As I understand, Hololive is also one of these rather successful companies. Not just in the English-speaking realm, but farther still. That's all I can say about this, honestly. So, don't like it. Immediately against it. It's corporate. And I don't want corporate on my fucking YouTube for the most part. I like the fact that it's just randos there, basically. But oh well. Go ahead. Announce your important news.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Okay, these annoy me.
And for being here. It really means a lot to me that you're here right now.
Well, not to me, but don't worry about that.
I'll keep this short and to the point.
I'd appreciate it.
I'm not so good with words, but I will do my best. And please forgive me. I am reading off of some notes so that I don't forget anything.
I mean, fair enough. If I were smart, I would probably have some notes as well. Especially when I try to do something like this. But no, I do not. I do this just as is. Not a good idea. Still a cute picture. I like the picture. What can I say? I have not much else to say at the moment. Go on. I'm waiting.
First of all, I'm really sorry for worrying you or upsetting you with this announcement.
Probably not going to manage either, but don't worry. Oh, by the way, I know I'm a bit, how to put this mildly, a bit snappy in my usual talk, I know. That's not like I'm trying to be mean here, mind you. Technically speaking, this is a far more successful content creator than I am, but obviously just going off the measurable matrices we have, obviously. So, just in case you want to hate on me for this, no, I'm not actually, getting any enjoyment of somebody stopping doing shit. That's not my point. It's just me. Which basically makes me a bit of an asshole, to be fair. Okay.
This has been a very long time coming. But today, I am here to announce that I will be graduating from Hololive on May 1st, 2020.
I do hate this sort of, because basically what this boils down to, instead of saying, I quit, or, I'm getting fired, or saying, like, now, I fucking hate what I'm doing, and I've done it for the money, but now I don't. Is this basically what you're doing here, when you're using terms like graduation for this? You're basically speaking corporate language. This is basically advertisement speak, and I disliked it very much so. Because the very moment you use something like this, I know, this is not going to be any sort of actually honest comment of you. This is something the corporation has a hand in. Because otherwise, you'd be speaking bluntly. Reason is in the recover sub option on Twitch. Can't say that I did. I saw something else on Twitch, and we're going to talk about it in a moment as well. I just want to, do my due diligence because I'm getting paid for this. But let's continue this. No. It's not that long, luckily enough.
25 JST. My reasons being disagreements with management and company direction.
That sounds really, really nice, doesn't it? Why do I have a distinct feeling that it's not by your own choice that you are leaving, but rather that you are, to put it into the right terminology, you are made to graduate, aren't you? Because, yes. It sounds like a very dishonest statement. I'm sorry to say, but it sounds really dishonest to me. Also, talking about the EU, there's actually something else I wanted to talk about tomorrow, actually. I have a nice little article I want to talk about for once. Yeah, basically it sounds like she's reading of a note that not written by herself, but written basically by, you know, a corporate spokesperson. Who's like, listen, there are certain things you can say and certain things you can't say, and certain terms you will have to use and certain things you will have to put in there. I dislike this, very much so. This sort of corporate speech has, in my opinion, nothing to do with YouTube, as YouTube was once intended to be. Sure, things change, but, you know, I'm an old-fashioned guy, so I can't sit here and complain heartily about this. Still like the picture, though. The picture's cute, what can I say?
I debuted in September of 2020 with 4 other incredibly talented girls who I respect and
one
admire.
Of them, but don't worry.
I had barely any streaming or singing and dancing experience before joining.
Don't worry, I have
company.
Okay, streaming I have some.
It was incredibly exciting, but also very intense and unexpected to be suddenly surrounded by so many eyes and expectations.
Do you not understand what it means to stream on the internet? Potentially speaking, and it is very much a potential thing, but potentially you're exposing yourself, well in my case, you know, my unblemished, unbelievably good looks to anyone and everyone who's willing to look, basically. That's how that works. We can put this into the nicest terms, yes, but at the end of the day, aren't you doing this willingly? Stop ruminating in your past and go like it was such an overwhelming experience. Well, you know, to be fair, when I end up with like 4.3 million subscribers, I'm probably also going to go like, it's such an overwhelming experience. Let alone the money I make off that. Now it's a bit me, but come on. I guess it's the privilege of the successful to do that, isn't it?
I remember there being many days where the stress was so overwhelming that I couldn't eat or keep food down.
Do you expect me to be all like, that's very sorry, let me pat your head for that? I look at your subscriber count, I'm not going to pat your head now. You have been very successful in what you're doing, that is undeniably so. And for once, I'm honest with you, I'm not even jealous of that, mind you. If this sort of thing is what the modern audience wants, fair enough. You capitalized on that, fair enough. But the fact that I know that not you capitalize on that, but your company capitalizes on that, and it's not even your company, that kind of does sting a little bit. That stings a lot, actually, now that I think about it. But oh well. But oh well. I don't want to ruin her, you know, sad little backstory here.
But the continuous support and patience of my wonderful community helped to lessen that feeling.
My community is better. It consists of strategy.
To do things that I didn't even know I was capable of.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's actually a very important question I have. So basically, she's an established character, so to speak, in the genre that we call IRL. What happens to the character after she graduates? Will the character just disappear? Can she keep using the character? What's the hint? I'm guessing here. I'm not knowing to sure, but I would bet good money that she cannot actually use this particular character any longer. I would almost bet good money on that. Because any company has an absolute want to keep their own well-established brands to themselves. I'll bet you this little person here will not any longer be whatever that is. I mean, an anime girl, basically. To turn yourself into an anime girl, though. Tempting, on one hand, not so much on the other.
I am so lucky and so thankful for each and every one of you, to the opportunities given to me, and for the almost 5 years we've been able to spend together.
This sounds more and more like a corporate goodbye speech, doesn't it? It's like, I'm very thankful for my team, I'm very thankful for the leadership that allowed me to be here, I'm very thankful for all of the customers that bought from me and agreed to sign this particular basically sales contract, I was about to say, but you know. I know it's a bit mean. I know. I'm not trying to be especially mean here. It's just like, you know, I really dislike corporations invading YouTube. Because their success is rather unfair compared to the success of random If I look and I see, you know, some big YouTubers with millions of subscribers, and then now these motherfuckers all started the same way, you know, it's basically some random bitch doing some, I don't know, fucking game streaming or something. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. That's good for me. But this I don't like. Let's see, the catcher is from Hololive. Save story. Yeah, I was about to say, I would bet good money that this character is not gonna stay with her. No. Then again, she has gained experience. Technically speaking, what's stopping her from, you know, ending this and then going like a giant middle finger to company and starting her own thing? I mean, I don't know what the fuck. You would need somebody to make your model and shit, right? Pretty sure that costs some money, but I mean, if she saved some money, she could probably start her own thing, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. Fuck if I know. Unless basically the company is a complete asshole and has a term in that if you stop doing work for them, you actually are required to stay off of YouTube for like a year or 5 or something. You can write stuff like that into contracts, mind you. Even in Germany, mind you, depending a little bit on how you word it, but you can potentially do that. For example, for specific works here in Germany, when you get hired, you actually sign an agreement that after you quit working for the company that you signed the contract with, you are not allowed to work in the same field for at least a few years. Well, mostly because, you know, if you work for a company for a year, you have a lot of insight into this particular company. And if they are, for example, a leading brand in a certain sector, they are rightfully afraid that you would use the inside knowledge that you now have and apply that in another company. So, no, yeah, there could be some difficulties.
I love singing for you and performing for you on stage or in my bedroom.
Never heard any of that.
You helped pull me out of my shell, and I went off from being too scared to sing alone in my shower to singing live in front of hundreds and thousands of people.
Heck, I would do the same thing, but nobody wants to hear me sing.
When I think about how many of you I've been able to connect with, it brings me so much joy. It's been an honor and a dream come true to be your shark, your Goopa.
You're not looking like
With
a shark,
you,
though.
I've been able to achieve what I thought for a very long time would be impossible for a girl like me. To feel a part of something and to belong.
By the way, this is a very, very often seen in females trait. They kinda, you know, play the emotional card over and over again. You're like, yeah, look at me, I'm just a girl. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? Nothing, but okay, feel free. I dislike that. Just go like, okay, listen, things over, things are fucked. I quit and see you around, I guess. When I start a new thing, you'll see. Be done with it. Or, you know, sneak in, do what the co-worker of mine once did, and, you know, when he had to write his email to announce to the rest of the team that he was quitting, you know, work in some nice little stinging comments about leadership in there. Ooh, you got in hot water for that. But, you know, that's a fucking manly thing to do, I must say. I respect that.
I love being an idol and VTubing and watching all of my senpai, Kouhai.
I do like that she officially calls herself an idol, because now I can officially go like, yes, so this is basically just Idol Scene 2.0. Now, Idol Scene 1.0, the original Idol Scene, was already cancerous, mind you. I know that because I had one friend who was really into that shit. And as such, I had to hear a lot of shit. No boy, is that cancerous. If this is the same cancerous shit, just with a new paint job on it, oh boy. I don't know how the fuck you could ever agree to work in this particular field. Let alone that the idol field in and of itself has already been cancerous from the very get-go, because, well, let's be honest here, an idol has a very limited amount of time she can actually successfully work That alone should be a fucking giant red flag. Then there are the contracts that you have to sign with the different companies that you are now assigned to or working with revenue cuts that are beyond good and evil, mind you. If you think YouTube and Twitch are bitch because they take a lot of cut from every bit and every subscription that you get, you have no idea how fucking annoying, idol companies were and still are, mind you. I still get away with that. Now I actually feel kind of bad for her, because you must be pretty damn fucking young and dumb to sign up with something like this and expect this to work well. I'm pretty sure your freedoms will be cut down to nothingness before you can even blink.
Right.
Oh well.
And the entire VTubing community grow into this amazing, colorful, and successful world.
You mean cancerous?
I love the banter we've shared over the years. I love your clips and compilations, your cosplays, fan art.
To be fair, I do love clips as well. Especially if you're doing stupid shit.
I am so lucky to have been loved in such a way. Those of you that sat and fretted over what to write, that poured your hearts out to me in ink, please know that I have all of your letters, and I will seal them and keep them forever until the archaeologists dig them up in 300 years and try and decipher what a gargoyle was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is actually a valid concern. 300 years from now, nobody will remember this shit. Nobody. This is basically like a meme that's not going to age well. And that a few years from now, nobody will remember. Hopefully, at least. Or alternatively, VTubing will become more personalized, in which case I see no problem with that at all. If you want to use a fucking avatar instead of yourself, I see no problem with that, honestly. So long as we can, once again come to the general agreement that companies should stay the fuck away from stuff like YouTube. Leave some things for the poor people that just want to, do their thing. That would be appreciated very much. I know. Very unrealistic thought, but still, I would appreciate it. In the sense, I would like to put a gun to the next best company's head and go like, I would very appreciate it. Very much so.
Thank you for your compassion, your creativity, and your dedication to me.
Strategy. YouTube has only one singular way to make money, that is through advertisement. Which means that you need to somewhat have content on your platform that people want to see. Do we want to see basically the news, but on YouTube instead of on TV? We already have that. We have that on TV. I don't want another fucking TV that is just calling itself YouTube. That is not what I am for when I'm on YouTube. That is not what I'm watching for when I'm on YouTube. I want to see random guys doing random things, basically. I don't care what they're doing, but that's kind of the base groundbreaking idea. Yes, and I dislike that. I dislike that very much. Which is why, when somebody is like, I'm using an ad blocker, I'm like, I don't blame you for that. Why the fuck would I blame you for that? If that is the direction YouTube wants to go, okay, fair enough. Doesn't mean that I need to subscribe to that particular idea now, do I? I can just sit here and go like, nah, don't like it. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. Because meh.
Thank you for waiting for me.
I didn't wait for you, don't worry. I didn't know you existed
Thank you for waiting
until an hour
for me
ago.
To return when the outside world became too much.
Yeah, very emotional and all of that. I know.
Let's have as much fun as we can together during these last 2 weeks. Please share your kindness and patience with everyone. Support. And while my time here may be coming to an end, I will cherish the memories that we've made together forever.
Sounds very nice.
I have one final project to share with you, and I can't wait for you to see it. I'm feeling really optimistic for the future, and I hope you are too. I
hope that you're feeling optimistic right now.
Thank you, everyone.
Actually, that's quite the contradiction, isn't it, when you think about it? The whole fucking time she's basically sniveling and going like, I'm so sad and all, and she's like, I don't know, I'm actually very optimistic for my future. I mean, to be fair, you could have just started with that. If you really think that you have that many loyal followers, and apparently you have, then, give them something good. Don't take them on this emotional roller coaster. Then again, this is basically This is good from an advertisement perspective, you know. First you start here, you know, your audience is already so kind of swinging around, you know. Then you take them down a little bit, you know, get them really nice, and then you end with a nice little but here, because then the positive will have far more of an effect than if you are immediately starting off with the positive, you know. If they start here and you then go like, I'm optimistic, they're gonna go to here and go like, mwah. But if you take them down first and then you take them up, it has a lot more effect. Pretty good way to doing it. Woman apparently knows how to do this.
For letting me be your little shark.
No trouble seeing her having a successful future. She learned at least that much. So, all well and good, as far as I'm concerned. I think I've done more than enough for my $10 that I've been paid. And honestly, I'm not opposed to doing shit like this for $10. It's a pretty pleasurable activity, as far as I'm concerned. I don't have anything else to say. No? Okay. We're talking about a new project. Is there anything on your side? Let's see here. Videos. 9 months ago. I don't think so. Yeah, doesn't seem that anything new has been coming out. I don't know about this shit. See, this I look at this shit and I think to myself, like, yes, this indeed looks very much so like it is made for a modern audience with very little in the way of attention span and not much else. But that is that. Now let me quickly take this little bot here and kill it.